Hey guys, hope you're having a great day. Gary Glass here, wanting to say hello to everybody out there in social media land. We're continuing to read Napoleon Hill's The 12 Miracles of Life, and we'll get a few more pages in today. We're in the middle of the seventh miracle of life, which is our unseen guides. And they really are considered the princes. And we're up to prince number 3, 4, and 5, which is the Prince of Peace and Hope, as well as the Prince of Hope and the Prince of Faith. I'm sorry. Number 3 was the Prince of Peace of Mind. I misread that. So here we go. We'll get started here. And oh my gosh. Oh, so good. Oh my gosh. There's so much good. There's so much good to read. So here we go. Number 3 from the seventh miracle of life. The sole responsibility of this invisible guide, that being the Prince of Peace of Mind, is to keep the mind free from disturbing influences such as fear, superstition, greed, envy, hatred, and covetousness. I almost kind of had my tongue-o there. You've heard of typos. That was a tongue-o. Covetousness. The work of the Prince of Peace of Mind is closely related to that of the Prince of Sound Physical Health. Through the work of this invisible guide, one may shut off all thoughts of unpleasant circumstances of the past and all thoughts of unpleasant experiences contemplated for the future, such as that of surgical operations or dentistry. The Prince of Peace of Mind keeps the mind so fully occupied with subjects of one's choosing that there is no space left in it for voluntary, stray thoughts of a negative nature. To these, the doors to the mind are tightly closed. This invisible guide throws a wall of protection around one, which keeps out everything which could lead to worry, fear, or anxiety of any nature, except only those circumstances which have a legitimate right to consideration in connection with one's obligations to others. And these are so modified that they are easily managed. There are there always are human relations which may be temporarily unpleasant, which one must recognize and deal with, such as the details of management of a business, a profession, or a job, or the family budget. And there always are unpleasant emergencies one must meet with, such as the death of friends and loved ones. To all of these, the Prince of Peace of Mind helps the individual to relate himself without being thrown off of mental balance. So good. Then the Prince number 4 and 5. Number 4 is the Prince of Hope, and number 5 is the Prince of Faith. And they operate as twins, just like some of you may have a twin brother or sister. So here Hill writes, the sole responsibility of these invisible guides is that of keeping the gateway to infinite intelligence open to me at all times and under all circumstances. These twins keep me from handicapping myself with unnecessary limitations in connection with my life work. And they help me so organize my plans that they conform to the laws of nature and the rights of my fellow men. They help me also see my plans a completed reality even before I begin putting them into operation. Love that. Even before I begin putting them into operation. And they turn me back from undertaking any plan of, or purpose if it were carried out, which might be of ultimate harm to me or to others. The princes of hope and faith keep me in constant touch with the spiritual forces which operate through me, and they guide me toward objectives which benefit everyone with whom I come into contact, either in person or by my written works. Here, then, is the explanation as to why the readers of my books are so universally successful in the planning and the living of their lives. Here we go with that explanation. These princes of hope and faith keep me charged with enthusiasm sufficient to ensure me against procrastination. They keep my imagination alert and active in planning the work to which I devote my entire life. They help me find joy and happiness in everything I do, and they help me interpret the evils of the world without embracing them or being injured by them. They help me walk with all men, both the saints and the sinners, and still remain the master of my own fate, the captain of my own soul. They keep my ego alert and active, yet humble and grateful. And lastly, they help me ride the waves of chaos and confusion in a world which is undergoing rapid changes in human relations. Without giving up or neglecting my own inalienable privilege of controlling and directing my own mind to whatever ends I might choose. That's the beautiful thing about being able to get in control of your own mind. You can choose things. How do you want your life to be? How do you want, what is your dream life? And be able to go choose to live that dream life. With hope and faith as my constant guides, I meet successfully the resistance and the unpleasant experiences of life by transmuting them into positive forces, through which I carry my aims and purposes to conclusion. With the aid of these twin guides, everything which comes to my mill of life is made into the grist of opportunity. You know what? I was thinking of quitting there, but let's go another section. We've got another set of twins. The number 6 is the Prince of Love, and number 7 is the Prince of Romance. Sounds pretty good to me. Uh, and this section reads, the sole responsibility of these invisible guides is to keep me youthful in both body and mind, and they do their work so well that I celebrate every birthday by deducting a year from my age. That sounds pretty good to me these days. And the joyful result is that I feel, think, work, and play as if I were 20 years younger. The princes of love and romance make of my work a joy which knows not discouragement nor fatigue, and they stimulate my imagination to create with ease the patterns of all things I desire to accomplish. These invisible guides help me live again the loves and the fantasies of the days which have flown, and they bring back memories of past experiences which have served to introduce me to my other self, that self which embraces the beauties and avoids the unpleasantness of life. Love and romance have aided me in exchanging for wisdom the sorrows, frustrations, and failures of the past, and they have given refinement to my soul, which could have been attained by no other means. They help me recognize the objective of my earthly destiny and provide me with the means of surmounting the obstacles I must surmount to attain my destiny. They help me in making every day of my life pay off in dividends of joy, which more than compensate for the necessity of struggle that each day calls for. Love and romance have made me flexible and adaptable to all the circumstances which affect my life, both the pleasant and the unpleasant, so that I do not forfeit the privilege of controlling and directing my mind to whatsoever ends I choose. They provide me with a keen sense of humor with which I adjust myself favorably in all my human relations, and they help me attract the people and the circumstances which I need to make me grateful for my sojourn in life. Love and romance help me recognize and germinate and develop in growth that seed of an equivalent benefit which comes in every adversity, every frustration, every failure, and every disappointment. That seed of good, that seed, just because you've had a challenge of some sort, something will come out of it. You've either learned something or an opportunity comes out of it, just a blessing. That seed that if you plant it, will grow into something positive, will allow you to be in your resourcefulness and be able to advance wonderfully. Love and romance are the sole means by which I gracefully exchange youth for the wisdom with which I write my own price tag on the business of living and make life pay off on my own terms. Oh, how wonderful. And they restrain me from preventing me from settling for too little. Have you settled in anything? You don't have to. Go do the work. You can get anything you want. They have taught me to pray. Help me, O Lord, to acquire the things which are good for me and prevent me from acquiring the things I do not need. Love and romance are the interior decorators of the upper room in which dwells my soul. They make me grateful for the things I have, keep me from sorrowing over the things I have not. And should I indulge my love where it is not reciprocated, romance helps me find compensation in the joy I had in the indulgence itself, and to recognize that love rebounds to the benefit of those who express it, even though it might not be reciprocated. Love and romance help me express pity for others, where without these guides, I might express hatred, and they heal quickly the wounds inflicted upon me by the injuries and the injustices of others. Such a fabulous read. You know what? Let's call it a day right here. Um, Tomorrow we're going to go on to Prince number 8, the Prince of Overall Wisdom. And that's a good, oh man, that's a good couple of pages. So we'll get a good read there. And that'll be that. All right, everybody. Hope you have a fabulous day. Again, we've been reading Napoleon Hill's The 12 Miracles of Life, coming from his The Science of Success series, which has just been such a blessing for me. And I hope for you too. Have a great day, everybody. And like I love to say, God bless you, God bless me, God bless us, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye bye now.